Two new teams, realignment, new divisions, bigger TV markets. The Big Ten has gotten bigger. I'm Pete Fiutak for CampusInsiders.com. We're breaking down the 2014 Big Ten Conference season. Here's what you need to know to be an expert.
Oh, you're a clever one.
It's truly going to be a case of the haves and have-nots in the early world of the Big Ten realignment. All the powers are in the East. Michigan's going to be better. Ohio State's Ohio State. It's going to be fantastic. And of course, Michigan State, the defending champion, is going to be loaded again. Penn State's also in the East. Welcome to the conference, Rutgers and Maryland. You're at the big boy table. The West is going to be comparatively easier. Wisconsin's going to be good, as always. Nebraska's going to be solid. But they also get Purdue, they get Illinois, they get Iowa, they get Minnesota, Northwestern. It's not going to be a cakewalk for that winner, but it's going to be a lot easier to get through the West than it will be in the East. All right, Doug Chapman, who's your player to watch out for?
Whoa. Pete, my player to watch is wide receiver Stephon Diggs from the University of Maryland. They're a new addition to the Big Ten. He broke his leg last year, missed some time. But if you go back and look at some film on him from his last two seasons, when he's healthy, he's one of the best playmakers, not just in now the Big Ten, but in all of college football. He will be next year one of the best players and most exciting players to watch in that conference. Now, Pete, what are some games that we should be checking out next fall?
In the new world of college football, it's going to be all about perception. And here's the problem for the Big Ten. If it loses some of these key early non-conference games, all of a sudden the rest of the world's going to look at the Big Ten and be like, you know what? Their champion probably doesn't belong in the Final Four. However, Wisconsin versus LSU, Michigan State goes to Oregon. Those are two very, very big, splashy non-conference games that everyone's going to be watching. And if the Big Ten can look good or win those games, all of a sudden the league is going to look a lot better in the eyes of the rest of the world, especially those naysayers in the SEC. In conference play, it's all about the round robin in the East. Michigan State has to play Michigan, Ohio State has to play Michigan State, and of course Michigan, Ohio State at the end of the year. Those three games are going to decide the East. Meanwhile, in the West, Nebraska versus Wisconsin. The winner of that game probably takes the division, goes off to play for the Big Ten title. All right, Doug, who do you have winning this thing?
Pete, I've got Ohio State winning the Big Ten. Urban Meyer's too good of a coach, and Braxton Miller stayed for his last year in school. We know what he can do with his legs. He's gotten much, much better every year as a passer. They're going to be too good down the stretch. They're going to have some trouble with Michigan State, but Ohio State is going to win the Big Ten.
Question mark about Ohio State, though. Last year, when it finally played some really decent teams, what happened? Lost to Michigan State, lost to Clemson in the bowl game. I don't think this team's going to be quite as good as last year, but it's all going to come down to the Ohio State-Michigan State game in the East and the Nebraska-Wisconsin game in the West. I think it's going to be Ohio State, though, over Wisconsin for the Big Ten title. I'm Pete Fiutak for CampusInsiders.com. We are breaking down all the top conferences and all the top teams.